What's up everyone, and welcome back to another What If video. Last time, we followed Goku in his journey in the afterlife, and his new mindset after remembering his past. In the afterlife, given some special permissions, combined with himself breaking some rules, you know how Goku is, Goku was dealing with this new mentality that he had by getting in touch with his Kakarot side after Babidi had brought it up in the first part. Even without him being Majin, there's still a little bit of that Kakarot side of him that remains. The Goku we have now is different than the Goku we had before in terms of personality and mindset, but not completely different. We left off on an interesting note. Goku brought his parents back to life after his experience in the afterlife, alongside with Raditz. He hoped to make amends with his brother and bring his family back to make up for him forgetting them. Let's get into it. Although all of them are confused, Bardock and Gine are happy to be alive again and see that their son has accomplished so much. Raditz, however, is understandably not happy. After his encounter with Goku and the circumstances of that, he's still not open to being on good terms with his brother. It's good that he helped defeat Frieza and brought all of them back to life, and I mean, it is kind of Raditz's fault that Goku killed him in the first place, but Raditz is still understandably bitter. Goku arrives home to introduce his parents and brother to Chi-Chi and Goten, who are both speechless at the fact that Goku just brought back his family all of a sudden, especially Raditz. While Bardock and Gine meet Goten, Chi-Chi pulls Goku aside to ask him what happened and why he just randomly did this. Goku explains, and it actually kind of makes some sense to Chi-Chi, who is now kind of worried that Goku has changed after the whole Majin thing. She's mainly angry at him for bringing Raditz back though, after she heard what he did to Goku and Gohan a while back. But Goku justifies this by saying that he's capable of change just like all of his other former enemies, and Chi-Chi realizes that he's right, but she's still understandably pretty concerned about all this. The question remains, is Goku actually the same person still? Eventually, Gohan and Videl end up finding out about this, and they have the same reaction Chi-Chi did, but being more easily convinced and sort of interested in the idea that they now have a bigger family. It's especially weird for Gohan to see Raditz again. He was only 4 at the time and doesn't remember Raditz much, but they're both equally speechless because they know the history. Gohan isn't sure what to think about his uncle, and Raditz is surprised to see that the brat he kidnapped grew up and, according to Goku, is pretty strong now. The rest of Goku's friends end up finding out too, and like Chi-Chi and Gohan, they're kinda worried about this new change in Goku. But as we'll see later on, it extends beyond just this one event. The 3 new members of the Sun family start to get adjusted to Earth life. After a week or so, Goku heads back to Beerus' planet with Vegeta to train, and says he'll be back, and now Bardock, Gine, and Raditz are left to their own devices and can do whatever they want with their new lives. It's kinda weird that they're back now, but Raditz is actually starting to like the idea of being alive again. If Kakarot got this strong, then maybe he can as well, and probably best his brother in combat one day. Bardock, on the other hand, he wants to train as well, but he's actually content right now to know that Frieza is defeated, and really only trains because it seems like it'll be fun to get more powerful. Gine obviously doesn't train, but she actually gets along pretty well with Chi-Chi and spends time getting to know her 2 new grandsons, as well as her daughter-in-law. It's a pretty odd adjustment for them, but they end up getting used to it and liking it, especially Bardock and Gine. Frieza's gone, their 2 sons are alive and happy, one of them even has a family and is insanely powerful now, so they don't really have a worry in the world right now. But obviously, that's just them. Other people are starting to get worried about Goku. Some time passes, and now we head into Resurrection F. Gohan, still having kept up with his training, but not by an insane amount, senses something approaching Earth, alongside Piccolo. Everyone else senses this, even Raditz and Bardock, who have barely learned to sense Ki now, and they head to where they sense it. And of course, it's Frieza's ship that just arrived. First comes the hordes of Frieza Force soldiers that they have to fight. Everyone, even Bardock and Raditz, have an easy time with these fodder soldiers. Bardock and Raditz aren't incredibly powerful, but after a few months of training and some experience in the gravity chamber, they've actually gotten a little stronger. Considering they were already above Goku from early Dragon Ball Z, it's safe to assume that a few months of training in the gravity chamber would put them somewhere in the late Namek Saga level, considering how effective gravity training was for Goku, and that they're experienced already and trained well with each other. Of course, they're not going to be insanely powerful, and really the only thing they can truly do is hold off some of the fodder soldiers. After all the weakling soldiers are defeated, the main course, Frieza, arrives. While Bulma still tries to contact Beerus and Whis, the group is now worried about Frieza. They can sense he's stronger than before. Bardock is furious to see him again, and is overconfident in his new strength, but Piccolo stops him from attacking. Bardock is fuming because he realizes that Piccolo is right and that Frieza's got a lot stronger, so he knows attacking Frieza head-on is a bad idea right now. Until Goku and Vegeta arrive, Gohan is their best option. Now, as I mentioned in the last part, Gohan did do a lot more training than normal, but only a little bit on the side and not some insane amount. Gohan in this timeline doesn't have Ultimate, but he can still turn Super Saiyan 2 very easily and is a lot more powerful than he was in the Buu Saga, and way more powerful than Gohan was during Resurrection F. Of course, he doesn't have Super Saiyan God like Vegeta, and he didn't want to use Super Saiyan 3 like Goku because of the stamina drain, but he was able to train his Super Saiyan 2 form even more and become a formidable foe. So he's going to do a lot better than he did in Resurrection F. He begins to fight First Form Frieza with no effort at all, but then Frieza powers up to his final form and Gohan realizes something is wrong. Frieza is way stronger in his final form than he was on Namek, but Gohan doesn't back down yet. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is able to keep up with final form Frieza, but isn't advantaged like before. He might be able to defeat Frieza in this form, but he's having a bit of trouble, and Frieza seems to be hiding something. Frieza is having fun with this fight, but he no longer wants to mess around. He powers up to Golden as Gohan backs away in awe at how strong Frieza is. Luckily though, the energy that Gohan and Frieza gave off from their fight and transforming was enough for Goku to pick up on, and he teleports himself and Vegeta back to Earth. Goku glares at Frieza, more menacingly than he's ever looked at anyone before. Even Vegeta is surprised. Goku wasn't this hostile towards Frieza even on Namek. Goku powers up to his new Super Saiyan Blue form and skips the dramatic revelation, as Frieza is now taken aback in fear, but then regains his composure. Right now, he feels he's stronger than Goku, but Goku knows Frieza can't control this form for long. Goku is waiting for the right moment to strike. The fight begins, and Goku holds his own pretty well against Golden Frieza, but Frieza is obviously a little bit more advantaged. That is, in terms of power. If Goku can draw the fight out a little bit, then maybe the stamina drain will catch up to Frieza because he obviously can't control his form yet. After some more fighting, once Frieza gets noticeably more tired, Goku gets the upper hand. Everyone watching is amazed at how strong Goku is now, especially Raditz and Bardock, who are actually proud to see Kakarot against Frieza. Raditz is starting to take a liking to his little brother. This is interesting to watch. Kakarot has obviously come a long way from where he was before. Goku is winning now, and then beats Frieza down into defeat. Instead of hesitating like Vegeta did, Goku is a lot more serious this time. Parts of his Kakarot personality are now stuck with him, and he isn't going to be as merciful as he was normally, especially against Frieza. He finishes off Frieza relatively easy with one quick Kamehameha, and while no one really sees this as an issue, Gohan and even Vegeta are somewhat concerned about Goku's changes. Given that Gohan and Vegeta are a little bit more friendly this time around, in this timeline, Gohan actually goes to Vegeta to ask him about it. It's not really that big of a deal, but Vegeta has noticed the same thing Gohan does. He's not particularly worried like Gohan is though. It's just the change that he noticed that kind of weirded him out. He theorizes that it's Goku's Saiyan ideals affecting his personality, and now Goku isn't entirely the same person he was before Babidi brought his memories back. Normally, even with someone like Frieza, Goku wouldn't kill someone that easily. Even on Namek, after Frieza killed Krillin of all people, not even then did Goku kill Frieza when you'd expect him to. This behavior is definitely odd and sets off some alarms with both them, but the two don't know what to think of it. If anything, Vegeta's kind of amused because this means Kakarot isn't a softie anymore, but Gohan's obviously a little concerned. And of course, Bardock and Raditz seem to enjoy this side of Kakarot though. Life on Earth returns to normal as Goku and Vegeta are back with Beerus, and things go pretty much like usual. However, sometime after Frieza's second death, Champa shows up on Beerus' planet and meets Goku and Vegeta. Everyone pretty much has the same interactions, and like usual, the Universe 6 tournament gets planned. Now, the two Saiyans are tasked with finding 3 other fighters. Shouldn't it only be 2? Well, given the fact that Vegeta is Beerus' main rival now instead of Goku, Beerus has no need for Monaka to join. He knows Vegeta is motivated to become stronger, and right now, Vegeta is the strongest because he got the head start of being a Super Saiyan God. So the two of them now have to find a few fighters for their team. No Monaka needed. Back on Earth, they begin recruiting. Even though the power gap between the two Super Saiyan gods and Gohan is huge, Gohan is the strongest person other than Goku and Vegeta, so they recruit him first, and since he's more up to train this time, he actually joins. The next two are harder to pick for them. Goten and Trunks are pretty strong, but maybe not disciplined enough to fight here. Piccolo is a good option, but they need another fighter alongside him, so they could potentially use one of the humans like Krillin, although Krillin hasn't really kept up with his training. Raditz and Bardock may be good options, but they're a little weak now. Actually, they're very weak now. Even if they train in the time chamber, will it be enough for them? And that would mean Goku and Vegeta couldn't go in the time chamber. The two of them can't even go Super Saiyan yet, so the team of 3 isn't really sure if they should recruit them, so I'll leave it up to you guys to decide who they recruit. Who are the 2 remaining members for Universe 7? Goten and Trunks, who may not be disciplined enough for the fight but are definitely strong, Piccolo and Krillin, both of whom have discipline and a little bit of strength, or Bardock and Raditz, who have the discipline and they have potential, but as of now, not enough strength. Vote on the poll and let me know which option you voted for and why, and how it'll work out. This is where we'll leave off for now. What did you think about this part? What role will the new characters play as we move forward? How will Goku's altered mind and personality affect the future parts? Comment your suggestions below as we prepare for the next part. As always, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications about future parts of this What If and other videos of mine. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.